So, one of the hangups I see a lot, and especially in spirituality today, and even in therapy culture, is just having a healing practice. And you're always focusing on wounds, and you're always looking at the past, and you're always talking about your parents, and you're talking about your raising, and you're talking about those things that happened in your past. But here's another way to look at this. What happened when these events happened, or this pattern happened? It bent your idea of the world. It bent your idea of yourself. And you developed stories that you attach yourself to. And so, like, that's where you find out, like, where am I holding myself back? I'll give you some examples from my life. I used to have a proclamation that I used to say all the time when anybody would talk about parachuting. I'd be like, I'm afraid of heights, but my rationale was I'll never jump out of a perfectly good airplane. And I ended up doing it because I realized that that was a block in the way of something that I wanted to do, a story that I just kept telling myself. And I have numerous stories like acting or public speaking. I always wanted to do that, but I was absolutely scared of speaking in front of people. So I went about moving forward and began the process of cutting through those fears. So I would ask you, if you're on a healing journey, like what are you self-conscious of? What is the stories that you're telling yourself, and you're attaching it to your identity? Because that was my identity. I'm scared of heights, so I'm not going to jump out of a plane. I wouldn't usually admit I was scared of heights. I would just say I will never jump out of a plane because it was a stupid thing to do. But it was actually a magnificent thing to do in retrospect. But just think about what are you self-conscious about? And what can you move forward with to break up the patterns and the narratives that you've created from those patterns in the past?